Fox 40 News at 6 starts now.
Flames continue to scorch land across Northern California tonight as the burned acreage just continues to grow, but containment also growing tonight. Good evening and thanks for being with us. I'm Ty Steele. With the growing containment comes lifted evacuation orders for parts of the burn areas, but many have still not been able to get back to their homes. A very frustrating situation for them. The Valley and the Butte fires have burned a combined 138,000 acres of land so far and have destroyed hundreds of homes, thousands more still in harm's way. Our own Stephanie Cruz has spent the day in the Valley Fire burn area. She joins us live now from Middletown with the latest. Good evening, Stephanie.
Hi there, Ty, and we are in one neighborhood, at least what's left of one neighborhood here in Middletown. Some people are allowed to come back with escort to check on their pets and to check on their property, but not everyone is being allowed back into this burn area tonight. Now, we did hear from CAL FIRE on scene that they're looking at the origin of this fire in the town of Cobb at a shed on the 8,000 block of High Valley Road, and that shed was charred, the house itself unscathed. What they are not saying is what exactly sparked that fire. Again, so they are looking at the town of Cobb and a shed there as the origin of the fire, but not exactly what sparked this fire. And so far, we know that one fatality, one death has been reported, and that is coming out of Middletown itself. A retired school teacher here has died in the fire. Lake County Sheriff officials, though, say they do expect and that there's a strong likelihood that that number could rise because CAL FIRE firefighters are sifting through rubble. They are looking for bodies aside from checking on hot spots, and there are a number of missing persons reports. We were at the Napa County Fairgrounds earlier where people had a board, a bulletin board, and they were able to post information looking for missing loved ones or people they haven't been able to connect with. So we don't have the full story yet in terms of injuries or perhaps, unfortunately, even deaths here. Now, people, as I mentioned, are being allowed to come back into Middletown. Some people are, and some people just chose to stay and not listen to the evacuations altogether. Nonetheless, there are signs of life here in Middletown, and we see this community coming together. Day after day, homeowners make the trip up Highway 29, hoping and praying.
I mean, there's so much information going around and it's not very accurate, so sometimes people say everything's gone and then the next day, oh, everything's fine.
She is one of hundreds evacuated from the fire area with no idea if her home and life belongings are still standing.
It's just sad to not know, and we have our animals over there.
For the officers, it's just as heart-wrenching to turn people away. Further up the hill in Middletown, signs of life as some people return home. This gas station and deli reopened this afternoon. It is the center of the town where workers see and hear raw emotion.
My home church, which is just down the street, we have a couple that are in their 90s. We haven't heard from them since Saturday.
After coming home to the ruins of house after house, it is a welcome and familiar place.
People are loving each other and helping each other. This is really an amazing community,
It's a long road ahead for this tight-knit community where neighbors are more friends.
There is so many tears, there is so many hurt. A lot of people are checking on their homes. So we're having people that coming in and crying and saying everything is gone. And there is people are rejoicing that saying that their homes are standing.
As I mentioned, that deli, that gas station opened today. They're really the first people who are up here today, but they are a gathering place of sorts for the people who are allowed to come back in a trickle.
Right, not many people here at all today. And we do know, I just spoke to CAL FIRE in between last time I was here. They said about 200 people total were able to get escorted up, but just to check on animals and then go back down because it's just not safe yet. But there are a lot of pets that did not make it out with their owners, unfortunately. And today we went to the Middletown Animal Hospital, and they've taken in a lot of animals that have been burned or just that were left out here. Flames burn along the hillsides as the Valley Fire rages on.
Fire activity is starting to pick up because of the wind. Those hot spots are now flaring up.
In Middletown, the damage is done. Firefighters put out hot spots in the rubble, trying to prevent more devastation in an area where rows of homes have already burned to the ground.
So we're just going to check for residual hot spots, make sure it's safe for the community.
People are trying to help each other.
The people here are all the same.
Nothing's really changed there. Everybody wants to help everybody.
This guy's a lover. Oh, that's the best dog. Just love everybody.
At the Middletown Animal Hospital, staff has been helping pets that got lost in the fire. Some, like this cat, got burned.
We're just hoping that people will start looking for them, and if not, it'll go into an adoption scenario where we try to place them. So right now, none of the owners have been allowed back in.
The badly hurt pets are being sent to UC Davis Animal Hospital. Dr. Jeff Smith hopes the owners come in to look for them, but people who live in these homes are not being allowed back in yet.
It could take a couple of days to a couple of weeks. Again, this is still early in the stage of the fire. We still have a lot of work to do.
When they do come home, whether or not they have a place to live, the people of Middletown are sticking together because so many will be starting from scratch.
There's no lack of help when you're in a small community.
So as you heard there, Stephanie, CAL FIRE saying people need to just be patient. They're trying to make sure it's safe for people to come back. The fire really did kick up a little bit because of the winds over on Butts Canyon Road, which is near Middletown.
Yes,
so
even though they're anxious, they've got to be patient here and wait this out. Thanks,
Yeah.
Allie. And there's a lot of work to be done. Here are the latest numbers with the Valley Fire. 67,000 acres have burned so far. It is 15% contained. 585 homes have been destroyed, and hundreds of other structures are known to be destroyed as well. 9,000 structures are still threatened in this area. And the bit of good news, Christina, is that the firefighters are getting a break in terms of the temperature out here.
No, absolutely. The only bummer is winds, and we continue to see winds pick up at times, and really they've been sporadic throughout the day. They've been consistent as far as west to east, so everything pushing off to the east. It's those gusts that keep picking up at times and then tapering off. They are now at about 5 to 8 miles per hour higher than what they were about an hour ago. So we're seeing them pick up at times, and that's because we have a frontal system headed our way. In fact, here's a look right now at your satellite and radar. And I want to put this into motion and show you we already have some cloud cover and some showers moving in. But most of these showers are fairly light in nature, and we're not seeing much out of it in and around the fire. What we will watch for is this system back. You can see still quite a ways off the coast. That could bring maybe 1/10 of an inch of rain to the Valley Fire area. So we'll keep a very close eye on that for sure. It's going to be cooler. The only thing we're really going to have to watch is winds, but hopefully we get a good amount of sprinkles up there. Stephanie?
Thanks a lot, Christina. We are following another major wildfire here in Northern California, and that is burning out of Amador and Calaveras County. This is the Butte Fire, and here are the latest numbers on the Butte Fire. 71,000 acres have burned so far, 37% containment, 166 homes destroyed, and 6,400 homes are still threatened tonight. Maren Austin continues our coverage tonight on our wildfire watch on the Butte Fire. Maren?
Hi, Stephanie. Yes, good news here at the Butte Fire. Some people from Amador County were able to go home today, but there are people who are still here. You can see several tents behind me because they have no other options. And then there are the people who are at home because they refuse to leave their homes, and not because of the fire, because of looters. Philip Gray lives along Railroad Flat Road in Calaveras County, an area under advisory evacuations due to the Butte Fire. However, he is afraid to leave his home, and not because of the fire.
There's been looting around here. It's been going on since this happened.
Gray is choosing to live without power right now to protect his home, he says. Monday, he dialed 911 after he tells us he noticed some people near his property dressed in fire gear.
I saw a truck parked in the middle of the road, and it was maybe half a block from my house. So I hollered down because there's been looters around, and they said, "Oh, we're with the fire department." So they pulled up to my...
They were dressed as fire
Yes, in
fighters.
an unmarked old Chevy. And they came up and they said, "We are marking out places to drop supplies like Gatorade."
A spokesperson from the Calaveras County Sheriff's Department confirmed 2 burglary cases in San Andreas and Arnold within the past week. Both areas are under advisory evacuations. However, that spokesperson also told Fox 40 Tuesday that the 2 burglaries do not indicate a larger looting problem. Plenty of residents, though, aren't taking their chances.
What do? You stay and protect your house and worry that you're not going to get ripped off, or do you take a chance and go down there worrying about your house if it's going to burn and still get looted?
Once again, just 2 burglaries since this fire started. If you think you see anybody suspicious, make sure to give local authorities a call. For now, we're live in Butte County. Maren Austin, Fox 40 News. Stephanie, will send it back to you.
Thanks a lot, Maren. And there's been a tremendous outpouring of support from all over the state, not just the Red Cross, but smaller organizations and volunteers as well. So it might be confusing exactly who to donate to and what exactly to give. On our website, fox40.com, if you go to the homepage, there's a green bar across the top of the homepage, and you click on that for Butte and Valley Fires, and we give you a list of reputable organizations that you can donate to. And we're back out here live tonight. There's been some activity out here as we are in this neighborhood, and you can see behind us some of the firefighters, and it looks like some workers out here as well, kind of sifting through this rubble. They've been out here throughout the day making sure that there are no hot spots that do flare up. And again, the work continues through the night here in Middletown, and of course trying to get the rest of that fire contained. Ty.
A lot of work still to be done. Thank you very much, Stephanie. And again, stick with Fox 40 News as we continue to follow new developments in both the Butte and the Valley Fire. And new tonight at 6, a Texas Roadhouse server in Modesto claims she was sent home because she spoke Spanish on the job. She says a manager at the restaurant is discriminating against her because of her language, but restaurant officials say otherwise. Fox 40's Kay Racine is live in Modesto tonight to explain. Kay?
Ty, we spoke with a Texas Roadhouse employee who is upset because she claims she was sent home for speaking Spanish to a co-worker yesterday, but Texas Roadhouse claims otherwise, saying that she was sent home because of her performance.
I don't feel like I'm going to be treated equally as everyone else.
Sara Hernandez works at the Texas Roadhouse restaurant in Modesto. She says her frustration with her job stems from a conversation she had in Spanish with a coworker. She claims her manager came up to her and told her to stop talking.
She said, "You're being defiant."
Being defiant how?
By going against her saying not to speak Spanish.
She says her boss sent her home on Monday afternoon for speaking in her native tongue.
Why am I getting sent home? And she said, the language. And I said, what about my language? She said, Spanish. You're speaking Spanish.
But Texas Roadhouse tells a different story, telling Fox 40 they celebrate the diverse range of languages spoken by their employees. They added Hernandez was sent home with pay after she was repeatedly asked to stop socializing and to focus on the restaurant's guests. But she claims there was no one there at the time and feels the manager disrespected her.
No, it's my language. You're violating my First Amendment. And she looked at me and she goes, if I tell you to stop, you need to stop.
Hernandez posted her story on the Congregations Building Community's Facebook page, where she volunteers. In the last 24 hours, the post has been shared hundreds of times. Hernandez says she shared her story because she doesn't want what happened to her to happen to anyone else.
I want people to be treated equally.
But Texas Roadhouse is adamant, saying they are an equal opportunity employer and that the issue has nothing to do with a worker speaking Spanish. This is not a language issue. This is a job performance issue. As for the co-worker who she was speaking Spanish with, Hernandez says he was not sent home. Texas Roadhouse says Hernandez is still an employee. Live in Modesto, Kay Racine, Fox 40 News.
All right, Kay, thank you. Golden Eats coming to the Golden One Center. Coming up, see which local eateries and which favorite items are on board to provide food at the new downtown Kings Arena. Welcome back. This next story really captured our hearts. A mountain lion kitten managing to survive the brutal Butte fire in Calaveras County. The little lion was found yesterday by a team of volunteers helping to recover animals left behind in the evacuation process. Witnesses say he was walking on a limp and appeared emaciated. The kitten was taken to a Fish and Wildlife lab in Rancho Cordova, where he is being treated for his burned face and paws. We'll let you know any updates as they come in. You Decide 2016. Republican presidential candidates are arriving in Southern California tonight, just one day ahead of the second Republican presidential debate. And our own Sinceri Tonsel is going to be live for us in the Simi Valley for that debate, and she gives us a preview tonight.
This will be the fourth time that President Reagan's library has hosted a presidential debate. But for staffers who have been through all of them, they say this one will be unlike any other. Everywhere you look, atop one hill in Simi Valley, everyone is getting ready for something big. Some places are set, others still in process. All of it to welcome the 14 men and 1 woman who want to represent the Republican Party in the next race for the White House.
In the other debates, the most we ever had attended by media was about 350. We have over 800 members of the media credentialed for tomorrow.
Real estate mogul Donald Trump on deck to be the big draw once again, considered heavily responsible for the 24 million people who tuned into Fox News Channel for the August 6th debate. This second Republican presidential debate will be just like the first in the fact that it will come in 2 parts. The first will feature 4 candidates, the second 11. In Simi Valley at the Ronald Reagan Presidential Library, Sincere Tonsel, Fox 40 News.
And Sincere Tonsel will be covering the second debate all day long for us, and that again is happening tomorrow at the Ronald Reagan Presidential Library, and that is in the Simi Valley. And the early debate starts at 3 p.m. The later debate once again begins at 5, and we'll have coverage from Southern California starting on Fox 40 News in the morning and continuing at 5, 6, and 10 o'clock. All right, the first round of food and drink options to be offered at the Golden One Center have been revealed, and plenty of local businesses will be featured. 3 Paragary restaurants, including Cafe Bernardo, Centro, and Paragary's, will serve up dishes at the downtown arena. Lowbrow Beer Hall will offer their homemade bratwurst and duck fat fries. And the chef, ooh, it sounds good. And the chef behind Star Ginger Restaurant will serve up her Thai barbecue chicken. That's a delicious sandwich. I can't wait.
And the banh mi,
to see
that's going to be, no, just so you know, I can tell you every single one of those places. You probably haven't been there yet.
I haven't been to them,
Every
no.
single one, so good. So it's going to be, yeah, it's going to be good. Let's go ahead right now. We're all hungry. We're ready for dinner, but let's talk about rain. We actually have some showers to talk about. A few light sprinkles even tonight with a better chance of showers tomorrow. We're seeing the leading edge of a system that's actually going to move through tomorrow afternoon, evening, and really into tomorrow night. But you can see some showers already starting to make their way into even portions of the valley. The most of it is falling to our north. We're not seeing much right now near the valley fire, but temperatures have dropped. Humidities are up. The one thing we'll continue to watch through tonight is wind gusts. Those have started to pick up a bit. Then as you head towards the valley, look at this. It's light rain for the most part. It's just sprinkles, but still it's something, and you can see the same thing as you make your way into downtown, and then up 80 and 50 with showers also continuing into the higher elevations. And we're seeing just a little bit of a mix of snow in there because it is cold enough right now that we could see a little bit of snow at the very highest elevations, even through tomorrow night. Those showers carry as you make your way south. And again, we are not seeing rain near the Butte Fire. So right now, Valley Fire and Butte Fire not seeing the showers they so desperately need. That could change, though, by tomorrow. I'm going to show you that coming up. Here's a look at temperatures. I had to show you this. Look at Fairfield, already at 65. We're in the 70s, nice and cool tonight. Overnight lows in the mid-50s, and we do have a very strong onshore flow. So that's something we will watch with gusts as high as 31 miles an hour through Stockton, Modesto, also into Fairfield. So yeah, open up those windows. No need for the AC tonight. Here's a look at your satellite picture. As I mentioned, we do have an area of low pressure. It is just to our north. It's bringing this initial wave through, but it's this stronger wave that's actually going to move through tomorrow. As it does, it's going to bring us that chance of rain. For most of us, it's going to be tomorrow night. In fact, here's a look at Futurecast. I'll advance this as we make our way into tomorrow morning. A lot of people worried about the commute. I think it's going to be fine. It's going to be cloudy. It's going to be cool, but it will likely be dry for most of us. It's not until tomorrow afternoon we start to see those showers up near the Valley Fire, making their way towards the north. We still are dry, and most of the evening commute will likely be dry as well, with those showers starting to break up a little bit by 7, 8 o'clock. But then here we go at 10:30. Those showers start to fill in. So we still have the chance with that slowly starting to clear out. So as far as totals, it's not going to be much, but again, the chance is there. Up near Clear Lake, this is the area certainly we're concerned about. You can see near the fire by tomorrow afternoon, we'll already see some rain. We could see maybe 1/4 of an inch. It's likely going to be about 1/10 of an inch. And then as you make your way towards the valley, it's not going to be much, but it might be just a little bit more than a trace. So here's a look at your forecast overall. We're going to see temperatures in the 60s along the coast. In the valley, only in the 70s with mostly cloudy skies, and winds tomorrow to about 10 miles an hour. There is your 7-day forecast, and you can see by the time we get into the weekend, fall is off. We're back into a little bit of summer. We're not talking about triple digits, but it's still right back into the 90s. Jim is off tonight. Ben, what you got?
Christina, we got to talk about some video coming out in the aftermath of the 49ers game last night. Plus, something else fans aren't all that happy about. Can you guess what it is? We're back, and back in black in just a minute. And welcome back. Graphic video coming out in the aftermath of the Niners' victory over the Vikings last night. The video is hard to watch. We are not going to show it to you here. In it, you see Niners fans kicking and beating a Viking fan who is down on the ground, kicking him in the head. Now, a witness who posted all of this on social media said the fans had been talking trash to each other. Meanwhile, police in Santa Clara are using that video to try to identify the assailants, and the stadium is planning to honor the guard working at Levi who broke it all up. Meanwhile, inside the stadium, couldn't have been a better start for Jim Tonsula in his debut as the Niners head coach. 20-3 victory over the Vikings on Monday Night Football. It was really running back Carlos Hyde, who was the powerhouse for this offense, goes for 168 yards, 2 touchdowns, replacing Frank Gore and carrying much of the load after Reggie Bush was knocked out of the game with a calf injury.
I just try to be that momentum builder for our offense, get the offense rolling, spark the offense, so we able to drive down the field and put points on the boards.
Obviously proud of the players and the coaches and the organization, and for a victory. Obviously a lot of things we need to work on.
There was one aspect of the game several Niner fans were not happy about, had them calling into the Fox 40 Sports office this afternoon with many a rant, and that was the new unis, that all-black Niners look, hitting a sour note with fans. But take heart, teams are only allowed to wear the alternate jerseys twice a season, so one down, one to go, until they will be back in black. Both the Giants and the A's in action tonight, plus Steve Nash looking for a new job in Northern California. We'll tell you all about it coming up tonight at 10.
All right, Ben, thanks a lot, and stick with Fox 40 News as we are continuing to follow the latest developments in both wildfires burning in our region. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you tonight at 10.